Welcome to Cloudify Podcast, brought to you by Cloud Advisory. On this podcast, we talk about ways to grow, innovate, and automate your business using the Salesforce customer experience platform. Without further ado, here is the next episode of Cloudify.
Welcome to Cloudify, Episode 8. On the Cloudify Podcast, brought to you by cloudadvisory.io, where we focus on ways to grow, innovate, and automate your business using the Salesforce customer experience platform. I'm your host, Michael, and in this episode, we will be looking at the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Salesforce Marketing Cloud is the second product offering in the marketing automation category offered by Salesforce, the company, as opposed to the platform. Formerly known as ExactTarget, this was integrated into the Salesforce platform as part of the $2.5 billion ExactTarget acquisition a number of years ago. In that acquisition, Salesforce acquired the two main technology pieces that they've integrated as their marketing cloud. One being Pardot, which we reviewed on episode 7. ExactTarget, which is now actually branded as the Salesforce Marketing Cloud, is really a very comprehensive digital marketing platform that can be used, I think, at the mid-market, enterprise, and even the service provider agency space. Although Salesforce does say that it's appropriate for small businesses, and I can see that in certain instances for email marketing. And indeed, the platform originally was strictly email marketing, but ExactTarget, through their own acquisitions, incorporated a bunch of different technologies. So if you look at the Marketing Cloud, it's very comprehensive. It would probably cover every single aspect of digital marketing that a modern marketing department would need to cover, and at scale. So whether you just need email marketing and you're a smaller mid-market company, or you scale up to the enterprise and you want a very complex, implement a very complex digital marketing strategy, the Marketing Cloud can kind of handle it all. It really is best of breed. So if you look at the list of capabilities and features that you can build into your Marketing Cloud, it's pretty comprehensive, as I said. So one, it started out as just email marketing and the ability to create drip campaigns, like email automated campaigns. Beyond that, though, they really expanded to offer tools around paid and organic search marketing. So paid, that you can manage all of your paid advertising on different platforms, including, but not limited to, Google AdWords, Facebook AdWords, LinkedIn advertising, and all your display advertising on the net. I think there's also incorporated into their Twitter and YouTube as well. In addition to that, you can manage all of your content and search marketing around keyword targeting and publishing. They also incorporated social publishing as well as mobile marketing tools. Mobile marketing being that you could build into your campaigns SMS and market specifically to smart devices as opposed to users that are on a browser on a laptop or a computer. Social listening was also incorporated into the platform. Social listening being monitoring keywords that are being talked about in social sphere on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., and then being able to respond to those. So it really has some pretty comprehensive social listening capabilities. Analytics and reporting are bar none, best of breed in the industry. So the ability to even have predictive analytics, so basically seeing trends around traffic, trends on your web properties, trends on mobile, trends within, again, the social sphere. And the reporting, for example, it's pretty hard to say example because it's really, you can report on anything in this platform. It's super powerful. Workflow and content planning, so you can automate workflows and you can build out your entire marketing calendar and, publishing calendar. It's pretty crazy. So again, this can be the whole enchilada. Journey Builder is quite interesting. We'll touch on this. This is really the ability to create one-to-one personalized experiences for visitors to your various properties and various digital assets, whether they be apps, websites, landing pages, any content you have out, any of your social outposts, any of your social properties, and being able to personalize on scale at mass. So any individual being able to basically create personas and track them, and we'll get into it, but Journey Builder is definitely a very powerful tool set that any enterprise or mid-market company that was serious about B2B or B2C marketing automation could implement. Group administration, roles and permissions, so it has a very powerful capability beyond what the normal Salesforce administration is. And in addition to all of this, there's really deep integration in certain versions with not only the Service Cloud, or so the Sales Cloud, CRM on Salesforce, but also the Service Cloud. So you can have a really comprehensive marketing plan that extends beyond just lead generation. It can be the entire life cycle of the client. So originally, ExactTarget, which is now the Marketing Cloud, was an email marketing platform. Allows you to basically design, track, and optimize email campaigns. It's got all the ability to create drip campaigns and automate responses based upon the actions that customers take. So we've seen this in Pardot, for example. This takes it to another level where you can really get into behavioral aspects of different persona of your visitors. So basically I can send out and segment my email marketing campaigns, and then I can create real world one-to-one content engagement for those users. And you can profile the user and learn about them based upon the content they consume through email marketing. Powerful personalization capabilities is really what that refers to. Drag and drop editor, creation tools, including predictive intelligence. So really, again, predicting how an email contact or prospect will fit into your persona and what they're going to want, and then deliver that to them and at scale. So this is probably one of the best email marketing platforms that are out there. It might be overkill for a small market business, but they definitely have a version of the email marketing that would be very appropriate for a smaller enterprise or smaller business. Mobile marketing. So obviously mobile is a huge volume of traffic now. Much of the email and even web traffic that is being consumed and content that's being consumed is being done through a smaller smartphone or even a tablet device. Mobile features will allow you to incorporate push notifications, SMS, and multimedia messaging. You can create geofencing capabilities, so you can segment your customers by where they are and what messages they receive when they're within a certain geographic area. So you can really get it down to, think of an enterprise that has locations, whether it be restaurants or stores, and a customer that is in your system goes within a geofence of the location of, say, a restaurant, and you can push out, let's say, an offer for that restaurant. That's the capabilities of this mobile marketing platform. Social media marketing. So really there's two aspects to this. One is you're publishing across multiple social profiles. The other is really the social listening aspect, and then even the support aspect. So if people are out there and they need support on Twitter, so they're talking about an instance with your company via Twitter, the social listening features of the Marketing Cloud will trigger automatic content being sent out to them, or it can create things like cases within the Service Cloud. So what does that mean? That means that the Marketing Cloud can really be the glue that ties together all the different aspects of the Salesforce platform. So whether a customer is an actual customer or a prospect, you're going to be able to create a journey for them using the Marketing Cloud, and whether they're on social media, they're on mobile, whether you're contacting or outreaching them through email marketing or web, as you'll see, it's basically going to profile and kind of surround the customer and give them what they need at the right time. Web marketing. So obviously your website is super important these days. It's where you provide content typically so that people that are researching on their own for some sort of a purchase, whether it's B2B or B2C, they're going to go to your website and they're going to find hopefully the content they need to help them through their own buying journey. So the Marketing Cloud gives you all the tools you would need to basically personalize and manage that content and publishing, and to monitor the trends and traffic on your properties, and provide basically a personalized experience to those visitors through the capabilities of the Marketing Cloud. They give another really interesting example. A concert venue can track users who visit the upcoming shows page multiple times without buying tickets. So now you're seeing cart abandonment, or you're seeing visitors that don't engage in a transaction. Next time they visit, you can personalize the web experience on your website, showing them the concerts that they were looking at but didn't make a purchase from. So now you're personalizing their web journey. Some of that can be based upon the individual persona, and some of that can be based upon the individual visitor that's identified through cookies or other means. Advertising, so all of your paid traffic, you can manage that through the Marketing Cloud. You can use that to manage your Google AdWords, your display advertising, your YouTube advertising, your LinkedIn ads, your Twitter ads, your Facebook ads. It's pretty powerful to be able to manage that all in one place. And then again, you can personalize the journey where you're delivering the right ad to the right person across different channels. So you can have someone that visits your website, and then when they're going on Facebook, they're going to see ads that are tailored to, hey, they were looking at XYZ on your website, and now they see a display ad for XYZ from your company on their Facebook page or their LinkedIn or their Twitter, or anywhere where there's Google AdWords, for example. Content and messaging. So creating content and then publishing it and then delivering the right content to the right person. Again, this comes down to personalization on a mass scale. So again, you're profiling your visitors based upon the action of a prospect across different channels, whether it be web, mobile, or social, or anywhere where there's display advertising. You can present to them the right content, whether that's goods that they're looking at, as we gave in another example, or it's content that they would want to consume as part of their buying journey, of where you've identified they're at in their buying journey towards your product. So maybe it's more of a B2B play, and they need to go through certain steps of the sales process to research, where they identify a problem, they research the problem, they look at alternatives, and wherever you identify in that buying journey, you can present to them across multiple channels the right information at the right time. So we're super powerful. You can see where you would need a very comprehensive digital strategy, and probably, really, this is why I say this is a true enterprise platform, because you're going to want the ability to create all that content and messaging, profile your visitors at scale, and then kind of map out the psychology that they would go through and across multiple channels, and then you can operationalize that through the Marketing Cloud. So Journey Builder, this is another tool set that you can use to visually map out the journey that your customer is going to take between those different stages of their buying journey. So again, where they recognize they have a problem or a need, where they start researching solutions to that problem, and then when they start looking at alternatives, to the point where they actually make a buy or a transaction. So whether it's B2B or B2C, you can map that out visually, all the touch points and the content that you would want to present to that visitor across multiple channels. And it's a drag and drop interface, so you can visually map it out like in a flow methodology. So you don't need programming, you don't need to have crazy technical skills. You can have a marketer operationalize those personas and build those one-to-one customer journeys and experience. Predictive intelligence. So you can automate decisions based upon your data. So using analytics from the Marketing Cloud, you can basically, again, operationalize the ability to create unique user experiences based upon the behavior and the actions of customers on various channels. So again, this is really going back to the power of the Marketing Cloud. It's not, although it has, very real world email marketing capabilities where you can create drip campaigns, that's just scratching the surface. Maybe a small business just wants to implement that, but a mid-market or enterprise that wants to operationalize, the buying journey of multiple persona of their customers, they can use predictive intelligence to see what are the behaviors and what are the next behaviors that these persona or these specific users are going to engage in, and they can then go back and create those journeys or tailor those journeys or tweak those journeys in Journey Builder or across the other tool sets that manage the different channels. So marketing, sales, and service success. So the Marketing Cloud is really powerful in that you can create a buying journey across more than just your web property at the point of lead generation. You can also manage support and trigger actions in the Service Cloud. So for example, the example used here is a large bank closes a case in Service Cloud, which automatically triggers Marketing Cloud to send a survey. A favorable response to that email triggers a nurture journey, so another drip campaign that keeps the customer engaged with you in an automated fashion. An unfavorable response to the survey creates a notice in Sales Cloud for follow-up with a live sales representative. So you can see that you're not just limited to lead generation. Now you can interact with your sales and your service organizations in an automated fashion. So this is really the nth degree of marketing automation. All right, so now comes where you get into the pricing, and this really, I think, determines whether or not the product is truly available to small market businesses. In a sense, it's actually maybe more available than Pardot. If you look at that $400 a month price point for personalized promotional email marketing, there's a lot of capabilities in there, including A/B testing. That is a far better value, actually, surprising. And we'll get into how to choose between Pardot and Marketing Cloud. That actually might be a better value than the Pardot pricing, which starts at $1,000 a month and then scales up to $2,000 if you want A/B testing. So really, you can see where this could be accessible by a small business as opposed to the Pardot platform, which might push it up into the upper tier of small into mid-market. The Pro version at $12.50 a month, the corporate version at $37.50 a month, and then enterprise can really scale up. And you'll see there's other pricing. There's so many pricing and capability packages that it gets confusing. You're going to need a sales rep from Salesforce to determine what you need and what your actual price is. Because at $12.50 a month, up to $37.50, but then you look at the additions and pricing that are published in their guide. Yes, it starts at $400 a month. Then they talk about social media marketing as a standalone as opposed to email, mobile, and web marketing at $400 a month. Social media marketing alone can be $1,000 a month. An advertising platform, $12.50. So you can actually a la carte the capabilities of the platform. So rather than just taking a version that has additional features, you can hive off. You say, hey, I only want the social media marketing capabilities. They can build that out for $1,000 a month. Or I only want display and pay-per-click advertising management platform across Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn ads. That's $12.50 a month. And then B2B marketing automation, so lead generation, qualification, nurturing, tracking. Again, very almost like a customized version of the Marketing Cloud for $1,000 a month. So you can see where it gets a little confusing. What you need to really identify is your digital marketing strategy, the personas of your customer, and then how, across what channels you're going to interact with them, and then what parts of Marketing Cloud are you actually going to operationalize and use, and then figure out your pricing with a sales rep most likely. Well, so that's hopefully a really good overview of the Marketing Cloud. You can go in depth on the individual features, and we'll post some additional blog posts to support that. In addition, there's a really good demo of the Marketing Cloud that we'll post as a separate blog post. But for the next episode, what we'll talk about now is we've talked about Salesforce Pardot and we've talked about the Marketing Cloud. We'll look at how do you make a decision between Salesforce Pardot and the Marketing Cloud, and in fact give it kind of a framework where you can decide between those two platforms, or you could probably apply it to any other marketing automation platforms, whether it be HubSpot, Marketo, or any other competing products. And episode 10, we're going to provide a review of Aaron Ross's follow-up to Predictable Revenue. If you haven't read Predictable Revenue, this is a best-selling methodology, if you will, for modern business development for both inbound and outbound marketing and lead generation. And Aaron's come out with a new book called From Impossible to Inevitable: How Hypergrowth Companies Create Predictable Revenue. It's an indispensable tool. I think that you should read one or both of the books, but if you even read Impossible to Inevitable, super authoritative view of how to build out your marketing lead generation strategy. So before you ever buy any marketing automation, I would highly recommend it. Or if you're already trying to implement marketing automation, I think it provides a lot of clarity around what works, and it provides some excellent case studies of startups, companies that went from 1 million to 10 million, or 1 million to $100 million, and how they scaled up and how they built out their lead generation and marketing. This has been an episode of Cloudify Podcast. Thank you for joining. Looking forward to seeing you on future episodes, episode 9 and 10, and check out our other blog posts on the Marketing Cloud as we dive into different aspects of the Marketing Cloud and how to choose a marketing automation platform.
This has been an episode of Cloudify Podcast. Check out other episodes for interesting topics on how to grow, innovate, and automate your business using the Salesforce Customer Experience Platform.